Well, hello everyone. Welcome back to the channel. Miss Crocheting Coffee here. And today we're doing something a little bit different. Now, if you would have watched What You Got Wednesday, or if you would have seen one of my mini announcements that I posted, me and Rachel Ray are doing a DpAlong. Now, a DpAlong is a little bit different than a collaboration because instead of it just being me and her doing whatever, we're including you guys. So you guys can join us by using the hashtag FunNeverEndsDP, and you would use that over on Instagram to show everybody what work you're doing on. We're doing this in honor of Pride Month this month. So the reason why we had to start so late, obviously, was because I was moving. So now that we're all moved and settled, we can start the DpAlong. So thank you to Rachel for, joining in on the fun with this, because I was going to start this kit anyways. So, and of course, if you didn't know what kit I'm working on, it's going to be this one here, which is Adventure Time, which is called Where Fun Never Ends by Mandy Manzano and Diamond Art Club. This kit is currently out of stock on Diamond Art Club's website, but that's okay because you can use any canvas you would like as long as it has rainbow colors or a rainbow theme to it. It has to have the rainbow because obviously that's the Pride Month symbol. Like, you have to have rainbow or, any one of the Pride flag colors, whatever. So, yeah, so we're going to be working on Where Fun Never Ends, but I need to kit this up. I haven't diamond painted in probably, I don't know, a while. So I need to kit this up. So I have my Harbor Freights here. If you're wondering why the scenery looks a little bit different, it's because I'm sitting at my nook. So, this is what I call my Tiny Worlds of Wonder table. It's the table that reminds me of her videos. I got my diamond painting, I got my Harbor Freights, I got my Keychain of Doom, and we're going to go ahead and get started here. So I hope you're all having a wonderful, wonderful day. And I'm just going to open up this box. Now, I haven't opened this since I got it. So everything in here should be as it was. And I know that's not the only bag of drills. That can't be. There we go. So we got 2 bags of drills, and then we got our canvas. But because we're kitting up, we don't really need the canvas. So we're going to put that off to the side. And we're just going to deal with these 2 here and my Harbor Freight. And I'm going to find my sticker. I don't remember if this one had one of the cool stickers or not. So we're gonna figure that out here. I'm trying to get it out the box. Do you have a cool sticker? All right, so this one does not have the cool sticker. If you don't know what I'm talking about, Diamond Art Club just recently started doing it where the sticker, this here was stickers. This one is not one of those kits, so I will have to cut each individual piece, which is fine. We're gonna, again, put that canvas down there. So this is what we're working on. Nice, bright, colorful image. I absolutely love this show. It's a show that me and Mr. Coffee and the kids used to watch all the time. I'm pretty sure I've seen just about every episode of this cartoon. It's over on, I don't know what it would be for like out of the country, but over in the States here, it's on Cartoon Network. It doesn't come on much anymore. Like, I think they just air reruns now of it, but it's a really cute little cartoon. It was just one of our favorite things to watch whenever we'd have like time to actually sit down and watch TV. So yeah, so hope everybody is doing well today. Mr. Coffee decided that him and the kids were going to go to the skate park to go skate. And yeah, we have a skate park here in town. So they're going to go over to the skate park to go skate while I did some recordings today. So I was like, all right, have fun. Please don't break the children. Or yourself, because he's rollerblading with them. He has some kind of weird rollerblades. I think they're called aggressive inclines or something like that. They have 2 wheels, but they're like rollerblades. I can't remember what he calls them, but I worry because again, he's not a spring chicken, so like I don't need him going out there and breaking a leg. Let's see. Let's get that off of there. We're just going to cut this little... I like having this part here because then when people ask me, like, the size and everything, I have it. So all of our trash is just going to get put over to the side there. And we're just going to take the sticker And one sticker will go on the first Harbor Freight, and then the second one will go on the other one. So we're just gonna put it right here. And then this one with the image on it will go on the other Harbor Freight. It's all bent up from being in that box for so long. All right, so we're gonna grab this sticker. Now, I'm not usually a big fan of kitting up. I hate kitting up. I hate kitting down. I just want to work on the kit. like if I could have somebody kit up and kit down my diamond paintings, that would be wonderful. I'm not one that likes doing it, but it has to be done if I want to work on it, obviously. So I got to do it. You got to do what you got to do. Now, it would take some time off if these were the cool little stickers, but obviously they're not. So we're going to have to spend that extra time cutting them. So we're just gonna cut down the middle here. It's funny because now that Diamond Art Club does do the stickers, I wonder what life was like. I can't remember ever having to like actually draw the symbols anymore. It's been a long time since I've worked on a kit where I had to draw the symbols onto my containers, because most companies now are going with the sticker method, which is wonderful. So we're going to cut this part off. You're going to hear the dogs, by the way, because I'm near the kitchen. I'm closer to the kitchen now. So you'll hear them click-clacking on the floor back there. Don't worry, they're fine. I might have to pause once or twice if they see that bunny outside, because that little bunny keeps coming back. At this point, this bunny is coming back and just taunting my dogs, which is what normally happens with the woodland creatures around here. If you have pets, they will come up and they will taunt your dog. Like, they will get as close as they can without the dog being able to like get a hold of them, and then they will just sit there and stare at your dog, and you're just like wondering why your dog's going nuts at the window. And then you look out there and there's this adorable little baby bunny or little prairie dog out there, and I'm like, get off my porch. Like I've turned into one of those people now where I'm yelling at woodland, instead of it being little kids, I'm yelling at woodland creatures to get off my porch so they stop messing with the dogs. Because poor Daisy, like, the dogs can't stand up in the kitchen because it's that laminate hardwood floor look. And so they can't stand up in there. So whenever they're playing and stuff, they immediately will stop running as soon as they get to the kitchen. They'll walk through the kitchen and then they come back here. But then they'll pause if they see a bunny or something sitting on the porch. And the other day, the bunny was playing peekaboo with the dogs. It was sitting on the step right underneath the door. And it just kept popping its head up, and the dogs are just sitting there barking their heads, or Daisy is. Killian will boof at it, and then as soon as he realizes that he can't get it, he just kind of stares at it. He doesn't care. Killian's like the most chill dog on the planet. So Daisy is the one that usually is going nuts when she sees the bunnies and stuff outside. So if you hear barking, I'll have to pause to go calm her down so that she's not yelling at the bunny, because then it don't care if it's barking at them. Like, they just sit there and stare. And just so I don't have too much going on here, I'm going to put these in order now. It's so time consuming when it's not already like the little and I know Rachel does like the half cut and then you can just take the I don't do that. You'll see like the difference between how Rachel and I operate. I like to torture myself, where Rachel has more of a level head about how she does things. So let's see, this is number 6. This is 25, 26, 27, 21, 19. I'm just trying to make sure you guys can see what I'm doing. I also might get interrupted because yesterday, Pawpaw went in for his knee replacement surgery, which usually wouldn't be a big deal, but the fact that he almost died during his first knee replacement because they didn't give him his pills like he requested, and he ended up developing a blood clot in his lung. This time, my mom was there to make sure, because last time, obviously, she couldn't go because of all the stuff going on with the virus. This time, she was there, and they would call her every step of the way, and because they already knew that they were nervous, because this is a different hospital, because they've moved since my dad had his first knee replacement. And yeah, so they were making sure like they kept my mom up to date on what they were doing and how they were doing things and how he was doing. He pulled through just fine. I talked to him yesterday. He was supposed to call me back. He didn't call me back, but I figured he probably just went to sleep or something. And then he tried calling me this morning, but then I was asleep. Mr. Coffee let me sleep in today. And look, if any time I can get extra sleep, I'm getting extra sleep. So I was asleep when he called me this morning, and I was like, I'm gonna have to talk to you later because I'm asleep. So I'll call him later on today. So we're just gonna put these in order here. Let's see, 15, 17, oh, there's 16. And this is how I do things. Like, I just make it the most drawn out process on the planet, because then I'm gonna put these in order and then I'm gonna put them on the container. There are easier ways of doing this, I am aware. This is just how I do it. It's how I like doing it. It helps me get through it. Even if I did it the easier way, I guess, I still wouldn't like kitting up. I don't like it. It's too much work. I don't like it. I don't mind it when it has the cool stickers though. Like, when it has the cool stickers, I can just pull the sticker off and use it. I don't mind it too much then, because then I don't have to do all this extra work. But I don't like kitting up. I don't like kitting down. I'm one of the weird people that doesn't like it. I know there are a lot of people out there like, oh, Miss Coffee, how could you not like it? Because I don't like extra work. I just want to work on the diamond painting. My specialty isn't kitting up and kitting down. It's working on the diamond painting. And this kit, oh snap, this kit has 55 colors. Okay, I thought that for some reason this kit had 47 colors. So I'm gonna have to get another Harbor Freight out here. I have a partial one that is partial because it had part of Titania and Oberon took part of the diamonds or the boxes for it. So it's not a full Harbor Freight. I need to get some more. I need to go online and order more, but I just haven't done it because I'm lazy. So yeah, we're gonna put that on there. But somebody had requested that I do a kit up video in, I think it was Monday's video Tuesday when I did the whip and chat. Somebody requested that I do a kit up and chat. Kitting up is like, oh man. There's no revolutionary way to kit up, okay? It's the same thing. You get the stickers, you put them on your boxes, the end. Like, there's no like, oh, I've learned a better way, telekinesis, that's how you kit up. Like, there's no like groundbreaking anything when it comes to kitting up. Just like, I was laughing because I said there was a lady that was trying to find a new revolutionary way to store her diamonds for her diamond paintings. Like, she was looking for a new storage solution, and I'm like, honey, stop wasting your time trying to find something new. We got enough storage solutions, okay? We got Harbor Freight. We got the little containers with the handles and the little bead jars. We got the Elizabeth Ward. We got so many storage solutions. There's nothing out there that's going to be revolutionary right now that you're just going to be like, I just changed the game, found a new diamond painting store. There's nothing else. We found everything. We're already killing the people at the hardware store. There's some guy in aisle 6 looking for these containers, wondering why they're all gone. It's because the diamond painters have stolen all their little plastic nuts and bolts containers. Like, you know, the people at Harbor Freight are like, is there just a lot of women all of a sudden that are doing like home repairs and DIYs? Why are they taking up all of our plastic containers? They don't realize that we're putting like little sparkly diamonds in it. And they're just like, oh, okay, well, I think there's just a lot of women doing DIYs right now. Like, it seems to be a hot thing this year. They're taking all of our plastic containers. And it's like, nah, we're diamond painting. We ain't worried about no tools. So, you know, these stickers are a struggle. So we're going to put it on there like this. Bam. Number 4, we're almost there. Y'all, this is gonna take all day. This is just putting the stickers on the container. This ain't even putting the beads in the container. Now, I do wish that they would put the things in numerical order, but it's just a slight inconvenience. We already got the cool stickers, so take a sip of my coffee. It's gonna take a while. It only takes a while because I hate doing it, so I will distract myself with other things to keep me from having to do it. But kitting up usually takes about an hour or so. if you can get the stickers apart, because that's the thing I'm struggling with now. It's actually a little bit easier with the nails on because I can use the edge of the nail to separate the sticker from the piece. There we go. Oh, so last night we decided we were gonna try Papa John's. Okay, when I lived in South Carolina, okay, so many years ago, that's where I grew up. So when I lived there, our Papa John's got shut down for sanitary issues because some guy had gotten caught pissing in the pizza dough. So to this day, or to yesterday's day, I had never tried Papa John's because every time I would think about it, I would think about that guy peeing in the pizza dough. Well, Mr. Coffee apparently went to Walmart, and there were some little kids outside handing out these coupons for $10. And he, of course, Mr. Coffee, he's very supportive. So, like, he went over and he's like, I've never had Papa John's since, like, he hasn't had it since he's moved here either, because it's just not typically where we go. We go to Little Caesars. That's my favorite. So we go over, or he goes and gets these little coupons, and he comes home with it, and he goes, I got coupons for Papa John's. And I was like, oh God, why? And he's like, well, because there's little girls outside of Walmart selling them. And I'm like, I don't care. Like, I don't want Papa John's. I've seen their prices, and I'm like, this pizza better be like, it better cool itself off. It better be bursting with flavor. Like, the prices of the pizza is ridiculous. So I'm just like, this better be something special, because if not, I'm gonna be highly upset that I just paid all this money for freaking pizza and it tastes the same as like Pizza Hut or something. Yo, Mr. Coffee goes and decides yesterday that we're gonna have Papa John's for dinner, and I was like, all right, bet. We go get him and Maggie go out to go get Papa John's, and I'm nervous because I'm like, I'm not gonna like this, and I'm gonna end up having to find something else for me to eat, because there's always one person in the house that won't eat stuff. It's usually them. Usually I'm not picky. I will eat just about anything. So I'm sitting there and I'm like, great. I'm gonna get this. I'm not gonna like it. I'm gonna have to find something else to eat. He comes home. He goes, it smells so good. I'm like, oh yeah, that's wonderful. Let's try this out, y'all. I'm like, dude. This is like, I was trying not to be mean because he was all excited because they had barbecue chicken pizza, and I'm sorry. I'm one of these people that believes that barbecue sauce does not belong on pizza, and I was right. This tastes like ass. It was disgusting, and I was like, what the is, like, I took a bite out of it, and I was like, oh God, what the hell is this? And he's like, you don't like it? No, I don't like it. It tastes like buttholes. And he's like, I'm sorry, I thought you would like. No, I don't like it. It's expensive buttholes. Like, it tastes disgusting. Again, my favorite is Little Caesars, and where I wasn't trying to compare it to Little Caesars, the price, look, listen, if he hadn't had the coupon, the price for 2 pizzas and a thing of bread or some cheese stick things, freaking $55. And I was like, those crack prices, what the, no, never again. You might as well throw that coupon thing in the trash, give it to one of your friends. There's no way in hell. That is disgusting. Even Orion was like, the pepperoni tastes weird. Yeah, like, what fresh ingredients are you using, Papa John? Because everybody else's pepperoni tastes fine except for yours. Like, and so, yeah, we're never having Papa John's again. I am glad Mr. Coffee enjoyed it, but that will be the first and last time I eat Papa John's, because that was disgusting. We had a long day yesterday. We decided finally, after, what, almost 3 years living here? That we are going to, 3 or 4 years that we've lived here now in North Dakota. We decided we're finally going to open up a bank account here in North Dakota, because we have one in Pennsylvania, but we don't have one in North Dakota. So we decided we were going to open up a bank account here in North Dakota. So finally, after so many years, we decided to do so yesterday. And let me tell you, just like this, I'm not used to adulting, but it wasn't too bad. Like, it took an hour to open up an account, and I'm not sure why. And we decided to go with the credit union because my dad said go with the credit union for some reason. I don't know. So we went with the credit union, and we go in, and of course I walk in with my rainbow nails and my rainbow hair, and I'm like, hi, we have an appointment to open up a bank account. And the lady goes, oh my God, you're bright. Yes, I'm bright. I'm usually like, whatever. we're here for our appointment. She's like, okay, you can go over there. And I'm like, well, thank you. We go over there and sit down. And the lady comes up and she's like, hi, you know, my name is such and such. And I was like, what's up? You know, I'm Miss Tepper and this is my husband. We're here to open up a bank account. And she's like, all right, come back. So we're doing the normal formalities. We get our name. We have to give them like proof of, which right now, the thing that's killing me is proof of residence. One, why proof of residence can't be any piece of mail, I don't know. Why proof of residence, like, can't be your driver's license? I'm like, it's a driver's license. Like, why would I have the address on my driver's license if I don't live there? Like, I'm pretty sure some people have the address on their license where they don't live. But if I say that I live here and I pull out my license and it has the same exact freaking address, why can't I use that as proof of address? And they're like, we need your social. My social doesn't even have my address on it. What the hell? And they're like, we also need a copy of your lease. I don't even have a copy of my lease. I just moved in here and I don't have a copy of my lease. Why the hell do you need the lease? And then she's like, then we need a copy of your home renter's insurance or homeowner's insurance. And I'm like, y'all asking for a lot. Would you like my blood type too? And she's like, well, no. I'm like, that was a joke. So we give her like the proof of residence because you can't just use any piece of mail. Because I get that part because like I can still have mail go to my parents' house. So I get the whole like mailing part just a little bit, but like the driver's license part, come on now, like it's on my driver's license. So I'm sitting there and I go, okay, there's a staple in there. Maybe I can get it out. Oh, forget it. You have to stay in there. Yeah, it's just gonna. Ugh. So we get in there and we're giving her all of our information and handing over all these papers and everything. And we tell the kids to sit in the waiting area and behave, because if they behave, we'll go take them to Cold Stone Creamery, which is a ice cream parlor. So we're like, we'll get you guys ice cream if you can be good. And they said fine, which we're not really worried about Orion. It's the Maggie that we're worrying about, because Maggie likes to run around, especially when we're out of the house. So she likes to run around and do whatever. And I'm like, you can't just be running around places. Like, you got to settle down. So she had her phone with her. So they both sat there playing games on their phone. And we're there maybe 10, 20 minutes. And I see some lady come up and I just hear her say, you guys are being so good. I'm like, yeah, because we bribed them with ice cream. Now, the lady can't hear me because I'm in a different, like, I'm in the lady's office getting, like, doing the account stuff. But that's what I'm saying under my breath in the office there. But the kids are, like, right behind us in the waiting area, so I could still see them. And so she hands them something, and I'm sitting there like, they're not going to take it. They know not to take stuff from strangers, because I didn't realize she worked at the bank. Why my kids just straight up snatched the stuff out of the lady hand? They're like, thank you. And I was like, what did she give you? And then Orion turns back and looks at me, and he shows me that she gave me a the lady gave them a lollipop. And I was like, oh, okay, she must work here. And the lady goes, yeah, that's one of the tellers from the front. And I was like, oh, okay. So I give him the thumbs up that he can eat it, because I don't want him taking random strangers from people just randomly, you know, walking about the bank. And they're just handing out candy. Like, that's not what we do out here in these crafty streets. So I just wanted to make sure. So the lady goes, yeah, she's just the teller at the counter. She just wanted to give them a lollipop. And I was like, all right, sweet. Well, then maybe 20 minutes later, I'm sitting there. And she goes, you guys are doing so good while your mom and dad are busy. And she hands them something else. And I'm like, well, what the heck? I'm like, why is it that they get all the stuff, but I'm the one opening an account? I ain't get no free stuff. Like, what the hell? And then Maggie, she pops her head up. And she shows me that the lady hands her a little buffalo. And I was like, oh, that's so cute. Because the bank's mascot is a buffalo. And of course, as we already know, Maggie loves buffalo. So she's just sitting there having a good old time. She got a little buffalo. She got a little lollipop. And Orion's just sitting there playing his game. And the lady comes back another 20 minutes later. And she goes, don't worry, guys. They're almost done. And she hands them something else. And I'm like, okay, I'm getting jealous because I'm not getting any free stuff. Like, I want to be a kid and get free stuff. All I get is a bank account that I got to keep money in all the time, let alone they get all this cool stuff. And Orion comes up because we were getting ready, like we were just about finished. And he comes up and he's like, Mom, look, we got a fidget spinner. I'm like, oh, great, another fidget spinner. My kids have like 7 fidget spinners, okay? Like a piece. So I was just like, oh great, another fidget spinner, something else for me to like trip over on the carpet. So I was like, all right, cool, dude. And Maggie's like, I got a buffalo. Can we go see the buffalo? I'm like, Maggie, we're planning on going back down to the national park because there's 2 parks that we can go to, the north and south. So the first one that you guys see me vlog was the north end. And then we're going to go to the south end when his mom gets here. We were going to go to the south end this weekend, but we found out that there's a zoo in Bismarck. Now, the funny thing about it is the giveaway winner lives in Bismarck. And I was like, say word. I forgot. I do have subscribers that live here in North Dakota. I was like, for that much, I might as well have just showed up and gave you the damn kid. Save my postage. But I'm sitting there and I'm like, hold up, there's a zoo in Bismarck? And Mr. Coffee's like, yeah. So he's like looking into it and he's like, that's funny. They have prairie dogs at the zoo. And I'm like, well, I'm not going to pay to go watch a bunch of animals that I watch in my backyard now. Like, we got prairie dogs in the backyard if I want to see a prairie dog. Even when we lived in Pennsylvania, there was a place called Lake Tobias. And we would take the kids there when they were smaller. I don't believe in taking my children to amusement parks when they're babies. Because, what are they going to do? Besides sit in a stroller and annoy the crap out of me because I got to push it. Like, what are they going to do? So, my kids have not been to an amusement park like that yet. And so we were thinking about taking them to like Great Wolf Lodge and stuff like that. But I'm like, I want to find an amusement park to take them to when they get a little bit bigger. Orion, he can probably handle it. But Maggie, no. Maggie would be trying to jump off rides when she gets scared. Like, no. Maggie, no. So we're deciding to take them to the zoo this weekend, which I was going to vlog it for the channel. But because we're doing this, I'll probably just do it for the Patreon. Because with the Diamond Paint Along, I might be able to do it next week. Like, I might record it this week and then do it, like, show it next week. There, I got that staple out of there. Now it's not going to bother me. Now, I don't know if anybody else noticed this, but did you know Harbor Freights have different clasps? This one has, like, the little small clasp that I'm used to. But this big old mamma jamma here, this one doesn't. This one has different clasps. It also has dirt on it. I got to clean off. For some reason, it got dirty. So we're going to open this because I also am going to have to pause you to go get another container because I didn't realize that this one took 3 containers. All right, so instead of using a whole nother Harbor Freight container system, I'm going to use this because both of these hold 24 little boxes, right? So 24 and 24 is 48, but I need 55, right? So I just need 7 more. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Perfection. So Star Ore has these little containers that you can buy, and they come apart. Don't make a liar out of me now. They come apart, and you can link them together. And I have, like, I think I have, like, 4 of these. So I'm going to use these, because they do hold quite a bit of diamonds. I want to say they hold at least 1,000 diamonds, maybe. Don't quote me on that. So I'm going to use this on top of my 2 Harbor Freight systems. Because then they are together, and then if I really want to, like, yeah, just, they're together. So I'm going to get back in my little stool here. What number are we on? 25. So yeah, so we're going to take the kids to the zoo this weekend. Mr. Coffee has off. I didn't mention this in the whip and chat because we weren't sure what was going to happen. So Mr. Coffee, before we get into the bank yesterday, and we're talking to the lady, and she's like asking us questions, and she's like, where do you guys work? Now, we both start laughing because right before Mr. Coffee took us over to the bank to go open up the account, he quit his job. He quit his job, and so we're sitting there and we're just laughing. And the lady starts laughing with us because she doesn't know what's funny, but us laughing apparently was funny. And she goes, what's so funny? And I laugh and I'm like, hey, hun, why don't you tell her what you did right before we came in here? So he's laughing and he's like, I quit my job. So she starts hysterically laughing and she goes, you're trying to open up a bank account and you just quit your job? Now, Mr. Coffee ain't Boo Boo the Fool, okay? he has another job lined up. He starts on Monday. The other job makes more money, has better hours, and it's where he wants to be. So Mr. Coffee got a call from his previous employer, KLX, which is where Mr. Coffee worked for, I don't know, 6 years. And they offered him a kind of like a better position where he doesn't have to travel anymore. And he gets to sit in the shop, and then he gets paid more money. It's kind of like I want to say it's like a manager slot or something. But he makes more money, and he doesn't have to travel anymore. And that's essentially the kind of job he's looking for, because he also doesn't have to do any major heavy lifting, which is going to save his back. So they called him the other night while we were eating dinner and asked if he would come back, and they, sent him a proposal letter of what his hours would be, how much money he would be making, and his jaw just kind of hit the floor, and he was like, I think I'm done at the other place. So he's done at the place that he was working, and he decided, because he was asking me what he should do, should he quit or should he go in, only to find out that if you guys were here, right before we moved, Mr. Coffee got sent away for 5 days. It was supposed to be 4 days, and then they extended it an extra day. He wasn't happy about it. I wasn't happy about it. So he told them, I told you guys when I started that I cannot travel. My wife and my daughter have health issues, which I don't know why he always uses me. It's not like I'm going to sit here and have another stroke. But he doesn't like going too far from home in case there's an emergency. And he told them this, and then they still sent him out. Now, where he was going was only 2 hours away, and when he worked at KLX, they would drive that drive every day, all day, with no problems. They never had to stay. But with this job, you have to stay for a couple of days, and then they bring you back and then make you go back out. Like after 5 or 6 days, they send you back out for another 5 days. Luckily, he went on days off after he got back the last time, and he told them, I can't do that anymore. Only to find out that they had planned on sending him back out there for 10 days. And he's like, yeah, no, I would have quit on the spot anyways. So we decided, instead of him going back to that job, that we were just going to have him quit, on the spot, just done. Most oil field jobs, they care about a 2-week notice, but then they don't. And then he got word that they were just, if you put in a 2-week notice, they would fire you. Because if they fire you, they don't have to pay you unemployment. So he was like, I don't want to put in a 2-week notice because they'll just fire me. Not that he was going to be drawing unemployment. Mr. Coffee doesn't quit a job without having another one lined up. But he was just kind of like, I don't want to put a 2-week notice in because they're just going to fire me. So he just decided, you know what, I told you guys, and he used that as his reason for leaving. He's like, I told you guys that I can't travel, and you guys keep sending me away, and my family is more important to me than a job. So unfortunately, I'm going to have to terminate my position here with you guys. And they were all upset because they really liked him, and they were hoping he would stick around. And the entire time he was there, which he wasn't there very long, but the entire time he was there, he only did his actual job for maybe 3 or 4 days. The rest of the time he was doing stuff he wasn't even hired to do. So that made him mad. And then he was just kind of like, I'm over it. I'm done. I don't want to do this. I need to find something else. And it just so happened that KLX happened to call him and be like, hey, will you come back? And of course he said yes. So Mr. Coffee will be going back to KLX. But it was just funny because the way the lady asked the question, what do you guys do for work? And then she looks at me and she goes, well, ma'am, do you have a job? And I'm like, kind of. So the lady asked me, well, what do you do for work? Now, I do consider what I do work because I get paid for it. So I was like, I work for YouTube. And she goes, oh, okay. What do you do over at YouTube? I'm like, I'm a content creator. And she goes, should I put internet superstar? I'm like, please, God, please don't. Please don't do that. No, I'm not famous or anything. I have a channel on YouTube and I get paid for it. And she's like, I didn't know you can get paid from YouTube. I'm like, yeah. She's like, you make okay money? I'm like, it's okay. I never really tell anybody what I make on YouTube because it's not anybody's business. But when she asked, I was just like, yeah, it's okay. It's okay. It's money. I make money. I contribute to the household. I'm a person. And so she was like, oh, well, that's really cool. She's the first person, though, that didn't ask what my channel was, which I was grateful for because I always freak out when people go, well, what's your channel? Because for some reason, people see that I have, however many subscribers I have, and then they're like, oh my God, you're famous. No, I'm not. I'm not famous. Not at all. Not at all. Not even, no one knows me. Like, I'm not famous. And like my leasing lady did it. She's like, oh, you have how many subscribers? Wow. And like the maintenance guy did it. He's like, so you're famous? No, I'm not famous. I'm well known in the crafting community. That's about it. Like, people just happen to know who I am. And he's like, well, that's really cool. And I'm like, yes, it's cool. Until people like randomly like recognize you in public and they start screaming at you and you're just like, I'm a very backwards person. So like when people like see me out in public and they recognize me, which has happened like a handful of times, I freeze up because I don't know what to say to them. I'm just like, hi. I'm so awkward, y'all. I'm so awkward. So yeah, so we get all the banking stuff done. And we get through all the boring questions and the awkward silences of her putting stuff into the computer. And then she goes, it's time for you guys to pick out the design on your cards. And I was like, ooh, we get designs on our cards. So she shows us like 4 designs. And one of them was like a really cute little pink buffalo. And I was like, ooh, I want the maroon buffalo. And then Mr. Coffee's like, you should have went with the wheat. They had a card on it that had wheat on it. And he's like, you should have went with the wheat. I'm like, I don't want the wheat. I want the buffalo. So I got the buffalo card, and Mr. Coffee got like a plain old Jane, like vanilla card. And then as soon as we leave, he goes, I should have got the wheat. You know what? Mr. Coffee's a hot mess. All right, so I'm looking for number 30. So yeah, so we got our bank account set up here. I feel like a real adult now because I did adult things. I'm avoiding cleaning that other house like the plague right now. Like I told Mr. Coffee, I'm like, I have so much stuff to do right now. I just don't have time to go over to the other house and clean it. I really want to hire somebody to clean it. And I think that's what my goal is going to be with my next release of tumblers. I'm going to be selling tumblers so I can pay somebody to clean the house because I don't want to. I don't want to go back over there. Like when you move, you don't want to keep going over to the place where you used to live. I don't want to go back over there. I don't want to clean. I don't want to go back over there. Yeah, it's only 2 hours out of my life and I need to stop being lazy, and I will. I'm not going to actually pay for anybody to go over there and do that. But I want to because I don't feel like it. I don't want to go back over there. And Mr. Coffee's like, well, he's off until Monday. So Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and then he goes back to work on Monday. And he's like, well, at some point we should get over there and, you know, get this stuff done. And I'm like, yeah, we'll do it later. Y'all, if y'all didn't know, Miss Coffee is the biggest procrastinator on the planet. So, like, I will wait until the day before we're supposed to hand those keys in, and then I'll go bust out that house. The problem is, also, we put in a work order for them to fix that microwave. Guess who still hasn't fixed that freaking microwave? And I'm like, look, listen, it's probably like the only thing in the house that's actually clean. And I'm like, look, listen, I'm not cleaning that I'm not getting charged for that microwave because I put in a work order and it took you guys over 2 months to fix it. Another reason why I wasn't worried about getting it fixed because I knew it would take them a year and a day to get it fixed. So I was just like, just keep it. And I told the lady at the leasing office over there, I was like, just keep in mind, the microwave was broken. We put in a work order for you guys to fix it. You never fixed it. And it was like the only thing broken, if I can recall, at the house, besides like the towel rack in the kids' bathroom. The towel rack had started coming off the wall because of the way they pulled their towels off the towel rack. And Mr. Coffee's like, well, I can fix that myself. And I was like, all right, well, you fix that. And they will have to come in and fix the microwave door. Other than that, like, the house is fine. It just needs some TLC and a little bit of bleach, and it'll be fine. But I'm not about that life of having to keep going back over there. And I meant to go over there Wednesday, but then we decided to go open up that bank account. That took a good portion of the day, it was only an hour. But then I had some running around that I needed to do because I had to go mail off that prize for the giveaway winner. And then I had to come back and record What You Got Wednesday and all that. And I was like, I don't want to go back over there. Now, Mr. Coffee returns back to work again, like I said, on Monday. So I will probably go over there and finish cleaning that stupid house. I just want to be done with it. I just want to enjoy my life here. We are enjoying the house. The kids are enjoying it now that they've made friends. Y'all, look, listen, Maggie has a scooter crew. So Maggie has made friends with like 3 or 4 little girls across the street here. like right in front of our house, and they all have like the same matching helmet. They all have scooters and skates, and every night around like 6, 7 o'clock, they all go out and they just start scooting around the neighborhood. It is the cutest freaking thing. And yes, one of the friends is the little girl from the bounce house incident from a while ago. So Maggie has some new friends now, and she's all excited. So she now loves the new house because she has friends to play with who are always home, just like she is. I think the girl's dad is a cop or something. Like he had a, like, I don't know. His uniform he had on the other day, he's either security or he's a cop. I didn't ask because it's none of my business. So I talked to the mom, and she seems pretty cool. But yeah, the little girls are all really nice to each other, and we're all new here, so they all invited each other over to their house to, like, they gave each other tours of their house. Because one little girl lives in a 3-bedroom, and then there's one little girl that lives in a there's one little girl that lives in a 2-bedroom, one of the apartments, and then there's Maggie who lives in a 4-bedroom. So they're all like giving each other tours of their houses and how things work, and the one little girl goes, "I'm scared of your doggies, they bark." And Maggie's like, "Don't be scared of the doggies. They're not scary." They come in the house, and both of the dogs are looking at these other little girls confused, like, "Who are these kids that you don't brought up in here, Maggie?" And they're following the girls around, and the girl's like, "Are they gonna bite us?" Maggie's like, "No, they're not gonna bite us." She looks over at Daisy, and she's like, "Daisy, go lay down." And Daisy she looks at Maggie and looks at the girls, and then Daisy's just like, and then goes and lays down. Killian, he's just like, "Does anybody have snacks? No snacks? All right, I'm out." So Killian just left anyways. So it was just mostly Daisy following them around. And then Orion also made a friend because the one little girl that lives across the street from us has a brother that is Orion's age. And the little boy also likes reading and skating, but the little boy likes hockey. Orion likes soccer for some reason. I don't know why he likes soccer. But he found a kid that he can hang out with too. So like the other day they asked could they go outside and play with their friends, and I'm like, yeah, go ahead. I'm sitting in the house by myself, and I'm like, is this what it's like? Is this what it's like being by myself? Like, this is wonderful. I love this. So the kids are out here living their blessed lives with their new friends, and I'm happy for them. And even I talked to the mom of 2 of the girls that Maggie's been hanging out with, and they seem pretty cool. So everybody's enjoying the house. I was afraid that Mr. Coffee wasn't going to be able to enjoy the house because he's been doing homework nonstop for like a week, because he had to make up what he missed out on when we were moving. And it took him all week to complete the 2 classes, because right now he's taking 2 classes at a time. He didn't do very well on his first assignment for one of his classes, so he's trying his best to pull up his grade. But it's the first class that he hasn't done well in. And it was just the one assignment he didn't do well in. So he had to make a video yesterday, and he goes, "I don't know how you do this." And I'm like, "Do what?" He's like, "I have to make a video." I'm like, "Oh, you need a video made? Bet, I got you. What kind of setup do you need? Do you want your your phone on a Lazy Susan? Do you want the tripod? Like, what do you want? How do you want to do this?" Like, I'm like his production crew trying to set this up. He goes, "I have to use my computer." I'm like, "Oh, well, that's stupid." But I'm sitting there like getting him all set up and ready, and he had to obviously be in a quiet place so that he can record the video on how you do something with computers. I don't freaking know. And so I'm just like, this is going to be a lot of fun. I can't wait to see what you do. He goes, "You're not going to watch this, are you?" I'm like, "No, I won't watch it. I know how backwards." He's really backwards. He doesn't like hearing himself talk. I don't like hearing myself talk either, but if I watch myself on double speed, listen, that's hilarious. So I will watch myself on double speed, but he had to, like, they had to start, not essentially start a YouTube channel, but they have private channels that they have to do so that they can upload all these assignments, and their assignments are all video assignments, so they all have to upload videos. So this is taking forever. So he got his assignment for that class done, and he also got the other assignment that was kicking his butt done. And so he's free of homework finally, since this is the first time since we've moved that he's actually had free time. And he's like, "I want to go skate. Are you wanting to come with us?" I'm like, "I want to go with you, but I have to do a video kitting up my diamond painting. So I'm going to stay back and you guys go have fun. We're going to go hopefully if I can get all the stuff that I need to get done for the channel today, I will get to go skating with them tomorrow. I have to still do 2 more videos for this week and then 1 or 2 videos for next week, which, where is 42? 48, 44, 55, 53, 50, 49, 51, 40. Oh, there's 40. It's upside down. That's right in my face. So yeah, so we have plans for this weekend, and then he's going to be returning back to work, and it's nice not having to worry about him being sent away on a location for days and being able to expect him home about dinner time, which is what time he would normally come home anyways. 42, 43. So yeah, just he finally gets to enjoy the house now, which is nice, because he had bought himself a new TV to play video games on, and he hasn't turned it on since he got it. Like, he got it, Maggie's used it more than he has for her watching her weird little shows on YouTube, and that's about it. Like, he hasn't played any games or anything in a week, so it was nice last night to be able to sit down, because I also would just sit back here in my craft area, and I would work on my crafting stuff, because I didn't want to go up there and disrupt him while he was doing his homework. So, and I know I can't sit up there with him and be quiet. Like, I can't just sit there and be quiet. So I was like, yeah, no, I'm just going to stay back here and let him do his thing up there. And, let's see, 45. So last night I actually got to go sit with him and hang out, and he played his game, and we got to bed at a decent time, and it's just been nice. We're really enjoying the new house. I wish the new house had more storage space, though, because there's no storage space here. So, like, which I understand why there isn't any storage space, because this was supposed to be, like, temporary housing. This wasn't supposed to be, like, forever home housing. And for me, this is forever home housing, because I don't plan on moving again for a very, very long time. I don't care what happens. I'm not moving. Now, watch. In a couple years, I'll be like, we're moving again. We forgot about all the horrible things that happened the first time we moved. So we're moving now. But as of right now, we have no intention on moving anytime soon, and yet no, we're going to work on our credit and getting higher scores and stuff, so that we don't have such a horrible time like we did this time, which our credit scores aren't horrible now, but if they're better, the better your credit score, I'm assuming the better experience you have with buying a house is. So we're just going to use this time to save up money and do what we got to do. Where are we at? There we go. And do what we got to do to get everything situated to get ready to buy a house in the future. But for right now, we like the area. We like, we just really like where we're at. So we're just going to sit here for a while. And plus, it's like 2 steps from the dog park, which this lazy turd yesterday had the nerve to look me right in my retinas and go, yeah, our neighbor, Mr. Coffee finally met our neighbor. He's another oil field guy. He's one of the guys that lived here before they started renting it out to the public. So he worked for the company Halliburton. So, like, Mr. Coffee got to meet him, talk to him yesterday. And the guy was just like, yeah. He goes, I'll be moving at the end of the month because their lease is up. So all the Halliburton guys that worked here that were paid, like, their rent was already paid. Like, Halliburton paid for them to stay here. And so they had until the end of June to figure out if they're going to be staying or if they're going to be going. So the guy that lives next door to us decided that he's not staying. He's going to be moving back to Texas, where he's from. And he's like, Mr. Coffee's like, yeah, I wish you would have moved a couple of months sooner than that. And I'm like, why you say that? He's like, we would have been even closer to the dog park. I'm like, that's 2 steps closer to the dog park, sir. Like, seriously, like, you're that hard pressed about walking to the dog park. It's literally 10 steps from the house now. And he's talking about moving closer. I'm like, if you moved any closer to the dog park, you would be in the dog park. Like, that's how close we are to the dog park now. So I'm like, it's 2 steps. And then he tells me this morning, I tried explaining to him the schedule of the sprinklers in the dog park. Because, like I told you guys, the sprinklers come on at 10 o'clock. The back end of the park gets sprayed at 10, and then those sprinklers turn off at 10:30, and the front end of the park gets sprayed at 10:30. And then it goes for half an hour. why Mr. Coffee apparently didn't hear a word I said, went out to the dog park today and got attacked by the sprinklers. And I'm like, what do you mean you got attacked by the sprinklers? He's like, I went to go clean up after Killian. He goes, as soon as I stand up and start walking away, I hear the sprinklers getting ready to come up. Because there's like a little noise that they make before they come up. It's kind of like a warning. He goes, I hear them getting ready to come up. I don't think anything of it. And then next thing I know, I'm getting shot in the shoulder and the back with the sprinklers. I'm like, well, you should have moved. You got to duck and weave. You didn't duck and weave. You just sat there and stared at the sprinklers like, oh, what's that? I'm like, let that have been like somebody like, you know, trying to hurt you. You just stay up there and be like, oh, don't stab me. What are you doing? Like, why didn't you duck and move? And he's like, well, there's no point. Now I'm already wet. And I'm like, ew, gross. And then, of course, Daisy will move out of the way of the sprinklers. Killian won't. Killian will sit there. The sprinkler could be hitting Killian in the face, and he'd just sit there with his mouth wide open. He's not the brightest of dogs. He's a chill dog, but he's not the brightest of dogs. So we're going to put this here. So we're almost done labeling everything. That's the sad part. It took an hour to label everything. And I label first before I put stuff in the container because it's just easier for me that way. You know, everybody has a way that they like to do things. This way for me is just a lot easier. So I label everything first and then I put the diamonds in. Bloop. All right. So now that everything is labeled and where it should be, and you got to listen to me jibber jabber for another hour. These are all of our containers. Now, what we're going to do, we are going to fill each container with this color. But instead of you having to listen to me jibber jabber, you're going to get a twofer. So I talked through the first hour of this. Now you're going to get a time lapse of me putting all the drills into the container, and then we'll end it. So I hope you enjoy the time lapse, and we'll see you at the end of the video. Now that all my diamonds have been sorted, you would have noticed that I don't open all of my diamonds. A lot of my double diamonds that I don't want to stuff into the containers get put off to the side, and I kind of put them away until I need them, because as you guys know, most companies give you extra diamonds in case you lose or spill some of your diamonds, and I don't like opening them because a lot of the times you don't even need to open them because they're just extras. So I will keep all extra diamonds separated from the first bags, and then I'll just refill them as I go. But now these need to be put back into their Harbor Freight containers. All right. And now they're back in their Harbor Freight containers. And then, of course, I have the little single star ore here to hold the other diamonds. So now I'll put some of the diamonds on the side here in case I need them. 310. We'll switch these. Put the 310s there. I'll put one more 3865 in there. And then I just have this bunchel of 310s, which will go right back in the box until I'm ready to use them. And there you have it. There is your kit up and chit chat and time lapse and all that fun stuff. And now this kit is ready to go and ready to be diamond painted. If you missed the announcement, this kit will be started on Monday, because that's usually when I record my whip and chat, so you guys won't see it until Tuesday. So the diamond paint along starts next week. You can start Sunday if you want. I like starting on Sundays, but because I don't record on Sundays, I will be recording, or I will be starting my kit on Monday. I'm not sure when Rachel will be starting her kit, but the DpAlong starts next week and then goes until the end of August. So essentially the end of summer. So, happy drilling. I hope you all enjoyed this video. If you have any questions, comments, or concerns, please leave those down in the comment section below. I will list the Harbor Freights and where they came from. I will list the Star Ore, where it came from. I will list the kit, but do keep in mind again that this kit is sold out. You can hit the notification bell to be notified when this kit does come back into stock. I cannot list my keychain of doom. I have been asked numerous times about my keychain of doom. This was a gift from a subscriber. she kept noticing that I was losing my opening tool, so she made me this, what I call the keychain of doom, so that I don't have to lose stuff, and I've just been adding stuff to it. So yeah, so there you have it, folks. Again, if you're new to the channel and would like to see more random crazy videos just like this, please feel free to hit the subscribe button and the bell to be notified anytime I randomly decide to put up a video. And believe me, it's random. But with that said, I must now bid you adieu. But not before reminding you that it's hard out here in these crafty streets. So please remember and keep in mind, sorry, my bracelet is like messing with my arm. And keep in mind to stay safe and wear your mask, wash your hands, don't touch your face, keep your 6 feet, and always try to be kind, be courteous, be cool. Bye, guys.